Hey there, welcome to Microsoft Excel Mastery, Excel from Zero to Hero. I am really excited that you have decided to join me on this journey. I know Excel can seem overwhelming at first. All those cells, formulas, and buttons. It is a lot, but that is exactly why I created this course. I remember feeling lost when I first started with Excel, and I don't want you to go through that. In this comprehensive course, we are going to start right from the basics. We will explore the Excel interface together, learn how to work with cells, rows, and columns, and gradually build up to more powerful techniques. The best part is that we will do it step by step at a pace that works for you. But we won't stop at the basics. I will also show you how to master Excel's powerful formulas and functions, the real heart of Excel's capabilities. You will learn how to create eye-catching charts that bring your data to life. And for those of you looking to automate your work, we will even dive into macros and VBA to save you hours of repetitive tasks. By the end of this course, you will be able to create professional spreadsheets, analyze complex data, build dynamic reports, and even automate your workflows. Whether you are using Excel for work, school, or personal projects, these skills will make a real difference in your productivity. You don't need any previous experience with Excel at all. All you need is your computer and a willingness to learn. I will be with you every step of the way, explaining everything clearly and simply. So, are you ready to become an Excel hero? Let's get started on this adventure together. We are going to launch Excel. After successfully installing Excel in your system, you need to launch it so that we can start with it. To launch Excel, you can click on the icon if the icon is already placed on your desktop or the taskbar. If you are not seeing the Excel icon on your desktop or the taskbar, all you need to do is to press the Windows logo plus S. Then you can now search for Excel. As you are typing Excel, you are going to see the Excel showing at the top. Then you click on it and it is launching. Here we have it. This is the start screen of an Excel. Alright. From the start screen, you can see you can start a blank workbook. From the start screen, you can also see recent. Here, all the workbook that you work on previously or recently is going to show here. Okay, you can also click open if you have workbook already that you are working with. You can click open. You will also have option to locate the Excel workbook from where you save it. Okay, but our major concern now is to open a new workbook. I click on new, then you will see blank workbook. So you need to click on blank workbook. I click on it, and this is it, guys. You have successfully launched Excel workbook. In the next video, we are going to explore the interface of Excel so that you will master everything you need to know to get started with Excel. Thank you. Welcome back to this course. We are going to explore the interface of Excel window. The first section you see on Excel is after the Excel logo here is the quick access toolbar. The quick access toolbar is an area that enables you to place a shortcut to a command that you will be working in regular basis while working with Excel. For example, if you click on this arrow that is pointing down, you will see there's some command you can place on the quick access toolbar. For example, if you want to easily access the save functionality, you click on save. It is going to be placed on the quick access toolbar. Anyone you select here will be placed on the quick access toolbar. The ones that are checked, all these commands that are checked are the ones that are showing on the quick access toolbar. As you can see, you will see undo and redo is already placed there, and we will also place the save you can also click on the new, and the new shortcut will be placed on the quick access toolbar. If you want to remove the command, you can click on it again, it will be removed. If you want to add it, you just toggle it by clicking on it and it will be added. All these commands are the one that you can add, that Excel has been placed for you by default, and you can add it. You can click on open, then each time you click on open, you can be able to select and open a new workbook. If the command you are looking for is not here, okay, if it is not among the listed command, all you need to do is to click on more commands. As you click on more command, you will have the list of command you can access here, okay, the quick access toolbar commands. For example, if you want to place the paste, okay, if you want to place the paste on the quick access toolbar, all you need to do is to select the paste and click add. As you add it and click, you can see it has been added on the quick access toolbar, this section here. Then you click OK, and now you can see the paste option here, okay. So that is how to add a command that is not available in the quick access toolbar. Each time you want to add a command that is not available among the listed command here, you just go to the more command, then you can just search for the command you want to add on the quick access toolbar and select it and click add. For example, if I want to add save as, I click add, and you can see I have the save and also save as, and click OK, and now I have the option the save as has been added on the quick access toolbar. That is how to use the quick access toolbar. In the next video, we are going to explore more of the interfaces of the Excel window. Okay, we are going to see the title bar. This is the title bar. The title bar actually displays the workbook name. When you launch Excel workbook for the first time, it is going to give it a default name. You can see the name here, book 1. This is because we have not saved this workbook, and any name you give it when you are saving it will appear on the title bar. Let's try to save this workbook and see what is going to happen. To save the workbook, all you need to do, since we have placed the save command on the quick access toolbar, I'm going to click save, or you just press Ctrl S. Okay, I click save. It is asking us for the file name, so I'm going to give it another name. Let me name it Excel Windows Exploration. Okay, I just give it a name, Excel Windows Exploration. You can just give it any name you like. Choose a location, then you need to select the location you want to save it. Okay, I'm going to save it on the desktop, so I click here. I'm going to select desktop. I just select desktop so that it is going to show on the desktop. Then I'm going to click save. After successful saving our workbook, you can see the name is now showing on the title bar, Excel Windows Exploration. That is where the name of the workbook you are working with will be showing. Okay, each time you launch your workbook, the title or the name you give it will show on the title bar. Thank you. We are going to continue exploring other Windows functionalities. After the title bar, we have the search bar. The search bar enables you to search command that exist within Excel. For example, in any command that you know its name, you can search for it here and it will be shown, and you can apply it into your workbook. When we start to work with the data, you can be able to see how to use the search bar to get a command and apply that command onto your Excel data. We are going to work with the search in the subsequent video so that you will know how to make use of the search bar. After the search bar, we have the account section. If you have logged in with your Microsoft account, it is going to show here. You can be able to switch between account. For example, I have logged in with my account. You can be able to add more account and switch between them using the account section. All you need to do is to click on sign in and follow the step of signing in, and after successful signing in, your account detail will display under the account section. Okay, and one good thing about signing in is that it will enable you to save your data on OneDrive, which in the subsequent video I will show you how to work with OneDrive and save your data in the cloud. After the account section, you are going to see the minimize button, maximize, and also the close button, where you can be able to minimize, maximize, or close the workbook. Okay. Alright, the next section we have after the title bar. Below the title bar, we have the menu bar, and the menu bar contains several tabs. Okay, let me show you. Let me quickly illustrate this to you so you understand it better. You see this area I'm selecting like this. This area I'm selecting like this is known as the menu bar. The menu bar, you can see we have the file. The file will take you to the Backstage View. We have the home tab, we have the insert, we have the draw. If you have worked with any of the Office package before, like MS Word, you will be familiar with most of these menu items here. For example, the home tab, the insert tab. There are specific features you can get in Excel that you cannot find in other Windows packages. For example, the formula bar, the data bar. All these ones you can find it in other Windows packages. Both of these tabs and the command under them are known as the ribbon. Okay, what I mean is that if I highlight this section like this, the whole of this area like this, both the tabs, you can see each of these tabs, that is each of this menu item, and all the command that fall under it is known as ribbon. When you click on the home tab, you are going to see different groups of commands. Okay, for example, you will see the clipboard group and you will see the command under it. You will see the font group and see the command under it, alignment group and also the command, and so on. You can see the number group and the command you can get under it. Okay, so and so on. Then if you click on the insert tab, when you click on the insert tab, you are going to see the table group, and under the table group you will see several commands you can be able to use with your workbook. You will see illustration group as well, and you will also see the things you can be able to insert under illustration, like shapes, pictures, icons, and so on. You will see the chart group, and also it will help you to insert different types of chart. Okay, when we are working with the chart, you will see all these things. We are only exploring the interface so that you will just master the interface. Okay, you can also see other groups and their corresponding commands. All right, now if you click on the draw tab, you also see all the features that are related to drawing. When you click on the page layout, you will also see the page layout, or the command that you can apply under the page. For example, the theme, you can work with theme. Page setup, or the command that enables you to set up the page for printing. All of them you can find it here, and most of these things we are going to work with it. Then you can also see the formula tab. Under the formula tab, we have all the features that enables you to work with functions and formulas. You can get them under the formula tab. Okay, we are going to work with it. Okay, then under the data tab, you can see all the features that will enable you to work with the data, especially to perform data analysis. Okay, so we are going to work with most of these features. Remember, we are just exploring the interface so that you will master the interface, so that when we start to work with the features, you can easily get to know it better. And under the review tab, you can see the command that are related to review. We also have the view tab, and when you click on it, you will see all the features and command that enables you to preview your work. We are going to work with most of this command. And lastly, we also have the help. If you are online, you can be able to click on help and get more help from Microsoft website. Okay, these are the major tabs we have on Excel. In the next video, we are going to continue exploring the interface of Excel for you to understand it better. When we talk of the name box, this is the name box. This is the name box here. This name box contains the name of a selected cell or cell range. When you select a cell, if you don't know what is a cell, each of these rectangular box you are seeing here is known as a cell. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to name the cell, but when you select a cell, the name is going to show here. You can see it is saying A2. Okay, if you don't know about it, don't worry, we are going to cover it, how to give it the name. Okay, when I select any cell, you can see it is changing. Any cell I select here, it is changing and you will see the name here. All right, so this is where the name of the cell you select will appear, and it is known as a name box. All right, and you see when I hover over it, you can see the name box. The name box also allow you to rename a cell or a cell range. For example, as I select this A1, I can decide to give it another name. I just select this name here and type, let's say, my name, and press enter. Now this A2 now is having my name as the name. Okay, if I select this one, it is saying B1, but if I select this one now, it is now saying my name. Now I can decide to select a group of cell, that is cell range, like this, then and give it another name. For example, as this selected cell range now, I can give it another name. Let me name it my data and press enter, and now it is having my data. One good thing about it is that if I want to select the name that I have given, all I need to do is to click on this small icon here, and you can see if I select my name, is going to select the A1, and if I select my data, it is going to select the selected cell range. Okay, if you don't know much about the cell range, don't worry, because we are going to cover everything in detail. Remember, we are just exploring interface of Excel. We are going to treat each of these concepts one after another so that you will understand it. Okay, just know that this place allows you to give a name to a cell or selected cell range, and also the default name is also going to appear here. All right, so stay tuned as we continue exploring Excel interface. When we talk about the formula bar, okay, this is the formula bar here. This is the formula bar. This bar you are seeing here is known as formula bar. In the formula bar, you can enter or edit data, a formula or a function that will appear in a specific cell. All right, what it means is that when you enter something in this formula bar, any cell you selected, it is going to appear. The value you enter into the formula bar is going to appear in that specific selected cell. For example, if I select this cell here, if I select this cell here and enter something on the formula bar, let's say I enter John and press enter, do you see it is appearing on this cell? You can also enter a formula. For example, if I type equals to 2 plus 2 and press enter, do you see the result is appearing on the selected cell? We are going to learn how to enter data. I'm only showing you the formula bar, what you can do with the formula bar. That's why it is good for us to explore the interface so that you will be able to understand the interface before we start to enter data. So when we start to entering data, you will know more about the uses of the formula bar. Thank you. Okay, we are going to discuss about a column in Excel. When we talk of a column is a group of cells that run from the top of the page to the bottom. In Excel, columns are identified by letters. When we talk of column, we are talking of this section here, like this. Okay, all these things we call column. These are the columns. You can see the header of the column are represented with letters. You can see alphabetical letters. You can see A, B, C, and so on. And when it reaches Z, it is going to start with AA, and so on. From here, you can see you will have up to T, but you can keep on using the scroll bar. And when it reaches Z, this is the Z. And now we have AA. Okay, we have AB, AC, AD, and that is how the column are named. All right, in that order. When you have ZZ, it will continue again ABA. That is the naming format of the column. All you should know is that they are represented with the letters. This is what is known as the column. And this column you are seeing here can be more than 16,000 columns. You can get more than 16,000 columns in Excel. So if you have data that can contain up to 16,000 columns or more, you can also, Excel can contain it. All right. So that is all about column, guys. And what you should know is that the naming of column, it is represented with the alphabetical letters in that order. All right, that is how to know the column in Excel, guys. Thank you. A row in Excel is a group of cells that run from the left of the page to the right. In Excel, rows are identified by numbers. Okay, let me illustrate this to you. When we talk of rows, these are the rows like this. These are the rows you can see. The first row is represented by 1, and you can see the second row represented by 2, and so on. You can get up to more than 1,000,000 rows. They are represented with the numbers. These are the rows. We have row 1, row 2, row 3. As you keep on adding data, the rows will be increasing. What you should bear in mind is that the rows are represented with a number, while the columns are represented with a letter. Alright, that is how to identify row, guys. Thank you for watching. Each rectangle in a workbook is called a cell. A cell is the intersection of row and column. It means that a cell is the intersection of a row and column. Now, for you to identify a cell, each of these rectangles is known as a cell. When you click each of these rectangles like this, is known as a cell. And how do you identify the location of a cell, or how do you name a cell? To name a cell, all you need to do is to click on that particular cell. For example, this one that I selected here. Now, this is the name. This particular one that I selected here, this is the name of the cell. The name starts with the column name. This cell that I selected is in column A. You can see it. That is the A. It represents the column in which it is located. And the number that is attached to the letter is the row number, which is row 1. It simply means that this cell is A1, which means that it is where the column and the row intersect. That is the location of the cell. It simply means that this cell is in the position of column A, row 1. If I select different random cell here, you can see this cell is located in column F, and it is in row 7, and as a result, the name of this cell is F7. If I select different random cell like this one is C7. To name it, the column letter is C, which is C, and the row number is 7, C7. If I select this one is A9. It is A9 because it is in column A, row 9. You can even move and select any cell randomly in this order. For example, I selected this one here. You can see this selected cell is in column G, and you can see the G, and it is in row 222, which is G222. Okay, that is the name of or position of this cell in the Excel workbook. That is how to identify a cell and also to name a cell in Excel. Thank you for watching. Alright, let's talk about the worksheet, guys. For you to understand worksheet, when you launch Excel for the first time, what you are opening is known as a workbook. Inside the workbook, you have different sheets. Can have several sheets that will contain different data that you are working with. Okay, it means that the file you create in Excel is known as workbook, guys. The file you create in Excel is known as workbook. Why each of the workbook can contain worksheet. For example, if you look at this section here, let me quickly show you. If you look at this section here, you can see that I have sheet 1. Okay, if you are working with the older version of Excel, maybe by default it is going to show you sheet 1 to sheet 3, but you can always add it. Okay, so it is adding it by default. It started with sheet 1, but you can add your own sheet by clicking on this plus icon. Okay, so the sheet is just like the page of the workbook. You create a workbook as an Excel file, then each of the workbook will have several sheets. For example, this sheet 1 contains this data. Then if I add another sheet, it is going to be sheet 2. By default, it is going to name it sheet 1, sheet 2. Okay, we are going to work with multiple sheets later, but I'm just showing you because we are exploring the interface of Excel. After successful exploring this interface, we will start working with Excel so that you will understand it. All you need to know is that we have a workbook. Each of the workbook is going to have sheet, which is we have sheet 1, sheet 2. You can keep on adding by clicking on this plus icon. You will have more sheet. You have sheet 3, and it can contain different data or related data, okay, that you can work with. Okay, so when we start entering data, you will see how to work with multiple sheet. Okay, that is how to identify sheet and in Excel, and also how to differentiate between worksheet and workbook. Just like I said, the workbook is the file you create in Excel, while in each of these workbook contains several worksheet that can contain related data or different data entirely. Alright, that is how to identify a workbook and also differentiate it between a worksheet, guys. Thank you. Alright guys, we are going to talk about the scroll bar. When we talk of the scroll bar, we have the vertical and horizontal scroll bars. The scroll bars allow you to scroll up and down or side to side. To do this, click and drag the vertical or horizontal scroll bar. Okay, when we talk of the scroll bar, let me quickly show you the scroll bar. This is the vertical scroll bar. This is the vertical scroll bar here, and this one is the horizontal scroll bar. Okay, this is the horizontal scroll bar and this is the vertical scroll bar. Okay, now it allows you to scroll up and down if you are using the vertical scroll bar. If you are using the vertical scroll bar, you can scroll up and down like this. Okay, if you have data, if you have entered data, can also you move this one. Let me open the workbook that I have data already. Let me show you the one I have data so you will see how the scroll bar work. I have some data here and we are going to learn how to enter data. This is to illustrate the interface we are exploring, which is the scroll bar. Now this is the vertical scroll bar. If you click on it and drag it, you see you are scrolling up like this. You can also move it like this. This is it. Okay, and if you want to move side by side, you can use the horizontal one like this. You can see I'm moving like this. Can also move like this. All right, now if you don't want to click on the scroll bar, there is arrow beside each of this. If you click on this arrow here, you are moving to the left, and if you click to this one, you are moving to the right, like this, just like this. This is it. You can also do the same thing for the vertical one. If you want to move up, you can click this one. You can see, you can also click on the arrow like this. Okay, but the easiest way is just to use the scroll bar for fast movement, and you just click and drag it like this. All right, that is how to use the scroll bar, guys. In the next video, we are going to explore more features. Thank you. We are going to discuss about the view buttons. Okay, for you to understand it better, let me switch to the workbook that I have some data for you to understand how the view button work. This, I have some dummy data here just for the illustration purpose, for you to understand the interface of the view options we have. These are these different view options here. This one is normal view. When you hover your mouse over it, you will see normal. Normal view is actually the default view of the Excel workbook. That is, it is the default view where you enter the data. Okay, when you launch Excel for the first time, just like when we launch it here, it is the normal view. It is the normal view. We are viewing the sheet in a normal view. We have another view which is known as page layout view. The page layout view shows the precise layout of an Excel page that it will be printed. Now, when we talk of page layout, okay, let me open the one that have the data. When we talk of the print layout view, it is the view that will be printed out when you want to print your workbook. Okay, all these things may sound odd to you, but you don't need to understand it. When we start working with all these features, you are going to understand it better. When you click on this icon here, you are going to see the page layout view. This is how the page will be printed out. You are viewing this page, how it will look like when you print it out. Okay, you can see it has been splitted into header, have some header section, and also the footer section, and you have several pages. Okay, depending on the amount of the data you have on your worksheet. Okay, so that is how it will look like when you print it out. Now we also have another view called page break view. Page break view, this displays the page break preview before printing. This displays page break preview before printing. Let me click on page break preview. From here you can adjust where the area you want to print. For example, in this data, if I don't want to print this empty space, I can easily grab this blue line here and move it and select the area I want to print, and you can see it has been shown. You can also see how many pages that this data is going to appear in. It's going to appear in 2 pages. Okay, just like this. So when we start to work with the data and all these things, you are going to understand it better. If I go back to the page layout, this is how it is going to look, the one that will be printed out. Okay, so but for you to start entering your data, you have to switch to the normal view. You have to be in the normal view to enter your data. All right, so that is how the views work. You're going to understand it better when we start working with the data. All right. Alright guys, we are going to discuss about the zoom control in Excel. The zoom control, this is the zoom control here, this region here. You can zoom in and zoom out using these features here. The zoom control enables us to zoom in or zoom out in a specific area of the spreadsheet. It is represented by the symbol of the minus and also the plus. Okay, you can also see the zoom level. Okay, by default it is zoomed to 100%. all right, it is zoomed to 100% by default. If you want to zoom in, you need to use the plus icon, as you are clicking, it is going to zoom to the area you selected, the particular area you selected to the cell. All right, you can also use the slider here. Okay, you can also use it to move, to zoom. Okay, so for example, if you actually want to see how the zoom work, if I select this area now, if I want to zoom to this particular area, okay, that I selected this cell, all I need to do is to use the slider like this and move and zoom to that particular area. You can see it is zooming. It is magnifying the content of the spreadsheet. Okay, it is magnifying it, making it larger for you to easily see it clear. It doesn't increase the font size, it only magnify it for you to see it clear. If you want to reduce the zoom level, you can use the minus. Can use the minus just like this. You can use the slider like this to zoom out like this, or to zoom in like this. Like zoom in or zoom out. All right, so that is how to use the zoom, guys, in case if you want to use it to zoom in or zoom out. In this session, we are going to discuss about the status bar. Let me quickly show you the status bar. Now from this region, guys, from this region, including the area that contains the page layout and the zoom, is known as status bar. Alright, the status bar is present at the bottom of the window that display a critical information. It also indicates whether something is incorrect or whether the document is ready to be printed or delivered. The content that we show on the status bar will depend on what you are working on. Okay, you can also customize the status bar the way you like. For example, if I select this column that contains this data here, this total, you can see it has shown the average, the count, and the sum. You may not know all this, but we are going to work with it step by step. If I select this column, it also shows the same thing. Okay, the status bar also show whether the document is ready for printing. You can see in a ready mode, it is ready for printing. You can also access accessibility features here. All right, one good thing about the status bar is that you can customize what you want to see here. For example, if I right click on it, all the ones that are checked are the possible things that can display on the status bar. All these features that are checked, there are the possible features that can display on the status bar. For example, if I don't want to show the zoom, okay, if I don't want to show the zoom, this 100% here, if I don't want to show it, I will just click on the zoom, it will disappear. If I don't want to show the zoom slider, I will just click on it and it will disappear as well. I can also decide to show it again by clicking on zoom slider, and if I want to show the status, that is the percentage, I can also click the zoom and it is now showing. Okay, so you can just experiment with what you want to show on the status bar and experiment with them and show it, or you hide it if you don't want to display it. Okay, that is how to use the status bar to display or show what you want or hide what you don't want to show on the status bar. Alright, that is how to use the status bar. We are going to explore more of the features of Windows. Stay tuned. In this session, we are going to learn how to hide or show the ribbon. When we talk of the ribbon, okay, this area here, how to hide this area. If you have a smaller screen and you don't want these menu items to take up space, you can auto hide it. Okay, you can toggle it on or off, and to do that, all you need to do is to click on this arrow here. You can see this arrow that is pointing up. You click on it like this, it will hide it. It simply means that each time you want to show the command that is under each of these tabs, you need to click on the tab. For example, if I want to use the command under the home tab, I need to click on it and it will now show all the commands that are under it. Okay, If I click outside it, it will auto hide it. If I want to insert something, I can click the insert tab. It will show all the commands that are related to insert, and when I'm finished inserting something, I can just click outside, it will hide it. Okay, if you want to show the menu items again, all you need to do is to click on any of this tab. Okay, for example, I click on the home tab. Now you will see this icon here that say pin. Okay, pin the ribbon. You also have the shortcut Control F1. Then if I click on it, it will now display permanently here. Okay, it will now display permanently. And if you have a larger screen like mine, you don't need to hide it. But if you have smaller screen that the ribbon is taking over some space, then you need to hide it. You can use the shortcut key Control F1 to toggle it. Okay, I just press Control F1 and it hides the ribbon menu. If I press Control F1 again, it will show it. Control F1 to hide it, Control F1 again to show it. So you can use Control F1 to actually toggle the show or hide the ribbon items. Okay, if you are using older version of Excel, you may see different option. When you click on the arrow to hide the ribbon, you may see this one, auto hide ribbon. Okay, it simply means that when you click on auto hide ribbon here, you will be able to hide it. Will automatically hide the ribbon. And you can also click show tabs if you want to show all these menu tabs. So it will show the menu types only and hide the menu items. Then you also have option to show tabs and command. It will show both the tabs and all the command you are seeing under the menu. Okay, so that is how it will work if you are using the older version of Excel. All right, so that is the little difference you are going to get if you are using older version of Excel. Thank you. We are going to discuss about dialog box in Excel. Okay, when we talk of dialog box, a dialog box enables you to view the command that are not showing in the group of commands that are available in the Excel session. For example, on the home tab, you have the font group. There are some commands that are not available for you here, and here you can see this arrow that is pointing down, this small arrow here. When you click on it, a dialog will appear. Okay, this is the dialog box. Since this group relates to the font, the dialog also bring the features that enables you to work with the font. You can be able to select the font type, the font name. You can also change the style here. You can also change the size. Okay, so you can set it here. You can also see more functionality like underlining, changing the color, and also other effects that you may not find display on the group shortcut session. Okay, when you finish working with the data, the related data you want to work with, then you can just click OK. For example, I type something here. I just type John here and I select this cell. Just select the cell that contains the name of the person or the data. Then I click here. Let's say I want to strike through this text. Okay, I can't find the command here, but on the dialog box I can see that I can strike through the text. Okay, and now I can click OK, and you can see that the John has been strike through like this. Okay, each of these group have their own dialog that are related to the type of the formatting you want to perform. Okay, for example, under the alignment, you also see this icon. When you click on it, it will show the features that enables you to work with the aligning your text or your content. That is how to display the dialogue and how to make use of it. Okay, all these things we are going to work with it. Remember, we are just exploring the interface of Excel, and when we finish exploring it, you are familiar with it, then you can start working with the data in Excel. That is how to work with the dialog box in Excel. Thank you. Right, guys, we are going to work with the Backstage View. When we talk about Backstage View, when you click, let me quickly switch to the one I have data. We have not started entering data, but for illustration, for you to understand the concept I'm trying to explain. When you click on the File tab, it will take you to the Backstage View. The Backstage View is taking you to the Start screen. When we launch Excel for the first time, we see this Start screen here. Here you can be able to access the home. We are in the home already. That is the home screen. Okay, that is the start screen. Under here you can start a new workbook by clicking on new. You can be able to start a blank workbook. Okay, that is a new Excel workbook. Then you can also have option to open. When you click open, you have option to open a existing workbook. If you have already saved a workbook in your system, you can be able to browse the location where you save it and be able to get it and open it. Okay, you can click on browse here to go to the location where you save your workbook. Okay, you can just select it and click open and it will be open. Then you also have option to get the information about the particular Excel workbook you are working with. The one we are working with is the information about it is what it is now showing here. All right, now you also have option to save. When you click save, it is save your workbook. Okay, let me go back to the Backstage View again. You also have option for save as. If you want to make a copy of the workbook you are working on, maybe you want to save it in different location with different name, then you click on save as. Then you can be able to browse the location where you want to save it. You also have option to save on OneDrive. If you have already logged in with your Microsoft account, you can be able to select the account you want to save your workbook in. Okay, and you can browse, but you need to be connected to internet to be able to access OneDrive and be able to save your document there. All right, if you are connected to internet, you can be able to save in a particular directory in OneDrive. Okay, or you just go to your local drive and select the location you want to save it and click save. All right, now you also have option to print. All this one we are going to work with it later. Okay, we will explore this one. There is a session dedicated to printing of your workbook, and we will not cover it now, but you have the option here. Okay, the share, when you click on the share, you will be able to share it with, maybe you want to share it with people through email. You can just click on share and you can attach this workbook as attachment to the email and share it. You can also upload it to OneDrive, and from there you can share it with other people. You have option to export it. If you click on export, you have option to export as a PDF. Okay, so all these options are available for you when you are working with it. Okay, and you also have option to close the particular workbook that you have already opened. Okay, you also have account section. Okay, if you click on account section, you can be able to see the information about the office you are using, and also whether you are logging your own information. If you log in, you can also be able to change the background of the office package. Okay, the office package, you can change the background and also the theme from here, and you can access your account from here if you are connected to internet. All right, you can also give feedback. If you click on feedback here, you can be able to give feedback to Microsoft regarding the Excel. Okay, you can just give feedback, and you have to connect to internet to access these functionalities. And lastly, you have options if you want to perform some setup in Excel. Okay, you can click on options and you can be able to perform some setup. Okay, we are going to work with some setup later, but for now I want you to know that all these things exist. For example, if you click on save, you can be able to set the auto recover information every 5 minutes, or to just auto save your work every 1 minute, or any amount of minutes you specify here, it will be auto saving your work. All right, most of these features, for example the quick access toolbar and the customized ribbon, we are going to work it in a subsequent session, but for now this is the interface of Excel. I hope by now you are familiar with the interface of Excel and you are confident working with Excel now. Stay tuned because we are going to jump into entering data and working with data in Excel. Thank you.